Good morning, parents, and welcome to our briefing for parents, PSLE 2021. It takes a village to raise a child. Likewise, it takes both the school and the family to raise our children so that they are able to achieve their dreams and aspirations. This is the outline for today's briefing. First, we will share the important PSLE dates with you. Then, we will be sharing how we are going to prepare your child for the exams. We will also be sharing the new PSLE scoring system and the Set 1 posting together with the selection of schools. First, the PSLE exam dates. The oral exams will be held on the 12th and 13th of August, followed by the listening comprehension on the 17th of September. The dates for the written exam are as follows. English, Thursday, 30th September. Mathematics, Friday, 1st October, Mother Tongue Monday, 4th October, Science Tuesday, 5th October, and Higher Mother Tongue Wednesday, 6th October. These are the other important dates for you to take note of. At this point in time, these dates are tentative. After the exams, there will be the distribution of the booklets choosing your secondary schools. Followed by that, you have the PSLE results sometime in the first week of the November-December holidays. The option form submission and capturing to be done 3 working days after the release of the results. You will know the secondary school postings sometime in the 3rd week of December, and your child reports to the new secondary school the day after the posting results. How is the school preparing your child? The school looks at 3 different aspects of the student's development: intellectual, emotional, and physical. In terms of intellectual, we spend a lot of time coaching your children in terms of subject mastery so that their content knowledge is strong. At the same time, our teachers will also be equipping them with exam skills so that they will be able to do the exams well. At the same time, we also look at the emotional well-being of our children by ensuring that all our children have the right mindset, they have both the confidence and the motivation to do well. Also, they are able to manage both the stress and time effectively. In terms of the physical domain, we look a lot at teacher deployment. We ensure that we are sending our best teachers to handle the P6 classes, teachers who are experienced in teaching P6. At the same time, we also look into class arrangements, and our children with a lower ability are given smaller class sizes, and we pull them out in terms of parallel teaching. We also look at other options and opportunities so that our children are able to excel in their studies and be adequately prepared for the PSLE. We also try to maintain regular communications with our parents. So if our teachers contact you for a reason or so, do keep in touch with them to get regular updates on how your child is faring in school. At the same time, the school leaders are also actively involved at the P6 level, not just to provide them with the motivation and encouragement, but also to support them in their learning and development. We will also talk to students who need that additional help in terms of coping with their studies. Who is a student who can do well? A student who has the drive and interest to do his best at all times, a positive attitude, and a consistent effort willing to go that extra mile. A student who stays focused and pays attention during lessons, listens well to the teacher, and follow up on all work given. Good quality work and prompt and neat submission of all assignments. A student who keeps a schedule and tracks his or her performance on his own initiative. A student who does well will have good time and stress management. And a student who reads widely. Reading is very important despite our busy preparing for the exams. All our papers are language-based. Hence, a student who has got a strong reading competency will be in a better position to do his exams well. Hence, reading is strongly encouraged for all our students. If you have noticed, I have not mentioned anything about ability or intelligence. In West Grove, I believe that all our children are able to do their best. And hence, it is having a right mindset and a good attitude that will make them confident and motivated to do their best. All our children will be supported to do their best no matter what challenges or difficulty. And what is most important, we will need to keep them away from unnecessary distractions and stay focused on their studies. These are the subjects taken at PSLE. Please note that all subjects carry equal weightage of 100%, although different papers may have a different number of components. Hence, our children should prepare themselves well in all 4 subjects. Now let me move on to the new PSLE assessment and scoring system, a new system that will be implemented effective 2021. We have shared the new PSLE scoring and Sec 1 posting system previously, but let me revisit some of the key aspects of this new system. The changes to the PSLE scoring are meant to reduce overemphasis on academic results by reducing fine differentiation at a young age. It will be recognizing a student's level of achievement regardless of how his peers have done. From 2021 onwards, each achievement level or AL spans a range of marks, with ALs replacing the subject T-score. Students who perform similarly will be grouped in the same AL. The scores will better reflect the student's own performance instead of comparing him to his peers. From 2021 onwards, once a student meets the professionally set standard expected at a certain AL, he will receive the AL regardless of how his peers have performed. The changes will not affect the curriculum and the subjects tested at PSLE. These are the achievement levels under the new system. It will be ranging from AL1 all the way to AL8. Let me now go into the details of the scoring bands. We are moving from a T-score to a wider scoring bands, and this is applicable for the standard level subjects. The new scoring bands will reflect a student's individual level of achievement. Unlike the current T-score, students' AL for each subject will reflect his or her level of achievement rather than how they have performed relative to their peers. Let's look at the 8 ALs. For AL1, the raw mark range will be from 90 and above. For AL2, 85 to 89. AL3, 80 to 84. AL4, 75 to 79. AL5, 65 to 74. AL6, 45 to 64. AL7, 20 to 44. And AL8, less than 20. For the foundation level subjects, the grades will be less finely differentiated. Under the new AL system, foundation subject grades will be graded in 3 scoring bands of AL A to C. For the purpose of Sec 1 posting, foundation level AL A to AL C will be mapped to AL 6 to AL 8 of the standard level subjects respectively to derive a student's overall PSLE score. Looking at the table here, ALA is the range of 75 to 100 marks, which is equivalent to a AL6 under the standard subject. ALB is from 30 to 74 marks, or an AL7 at standard subject level, and ALC is less than 30, which is equivalent to AL8 under the standard subject equivalent. Let me now share an example with you. The PSLE score replaces the T-score aggregate. The AL score assigned to each subject is based on the raw marks that the student has scored. The PSLE score is obtained by adding the ALs of 4 subjects. The PSLE score ranges from 4 to 32, with 4 being the best possible score. Looking at the table there, a child who has an AL3 for English, AL2 for Mother Tongue, AL1 for Mathematics, and an AL2 for Science will have a PSLE score of 8. Secondary school course placement. Students will be placed in secondary school courses based on their overall PSLE score, whether it is express, normal academic, or normal technical. Students taking foundation subjects are eligible for the express course as long as they meet the course placement criteria. With subject-based banding in secondary schools, students may also take selected subjects at a more demanding level. Look at the table given here. Under the new criteria, for the express course, it is a range of 4 to 20. For the express normal academic option, it is 21 to 22. For a normal academic option, 23 to 24. Normal academic, normal technical option, 25. And for normal technical, it is 26 to 30 with AL7 or better in both English and Mathematics. Let us now move on to the Sec 1 posting changes. Under the new system, the choice order of schools will matter more. Students will continue to be posted to a secondary school based on academic merit, that is, overall PSLE score. If two or more students with the same PSLE score vie for the last remaining place in a school, tiebreakers will be used in the following order. 1. Citizenship. 2. Choice order of schools, and this is something new for 2021 PSLE cohort. And 3. Computerized balloting. Now, let me share an example with you. There are 4 students, Jane, Brian, Mary and John, vying for the last places in School A and School B. Students with better scores will be posted first. Jane will be posted first as she has a better PSLE score and will be posted to School A. As Jane has taken that last place in School A, Brian, Mary and John, having the same PSLE score, will vie for the last available place in School B. Both Brian and Mary are Singapore citizens and will have a priority to enter School B. However, as Brian ranked School B higher than Mary in his choice order of secondary schools, he will be posted to School B under tiebreaker 2, which is choice order of schools. Since the last place of School B is taken by Brian, Mary will be considered for School C. John will be tie-broken out as he is a permanent resident. With no places in School B, John will then be considered for School D. This slide shows the indicative achievement level cut-off point ranges for different school types. As I mentioned, this is only indicative. Most of our children will be attending government and government-aided schools. Some of our children will be attending autonomous or independent schools. So, for the cutoff point ranges, for the integrated program Express is from 7 to 9. For the Express O-level is 8 to 22. For the normal academic is 22 to 25. And the normal technical is from 26 to 30. What must parents consider when choosing a secondary school for their child? Consider the child's learning style, strengths and interests when making school choices in order to find a school that would help the child learn and thrive best. Discuss the options with the child with the following considerations. Values. What is the school's culture and ethos? 2. The learning environment. Is the school's learning environment right for my child? What are some of the distinctive programs and CCAs of this school? Can the school then support and develop my child's interest? And finally, location. Is it too far from home? How will my child get to school? Parents must understand that the secondary school curriculum hours are much longer than in a primary school. Hence, if the school is too far from home, it can be to the disadvantage of our children. Therefore, location is a key consideration. How can can parents find out more about their secondary schools? One of the main resources that you have is the MOE School Finder tool, where you can find a lot more information on secondary schools, on school websites, and the secondary one information booklets that will be given to your children at P6. Parents can also visit open houses where they can learn more about the school's programs and also speak with the teachers and students. For the indicative cutoff point ranges for school types, to help parents choose schools in the first year under the new system, the indicative ALCOPs range for school types can be used as a reference point. The indicative ALCOP for each secondary school will be provided in the first half of 2021, derived from the PSLE scores and choice patterns of the latest 2020 Sec 1 posting exercise. The actual cutoff points may differ depending on how students exercise their choices that year. What can parents do in preparing for the Sec 1 posting exercise? It is good to shortlist a few schools near their home that have programs that your child is interested in. Visit these schools' open houses or their websites with the child to find out more about their programs and the school culture. Let me reiterate that during the Sec 1 posting exercise, you must ensure that the child uses all 6 options in the Sec 1 option form. Let me now move on to the mother tongue languages related changes under the new scoring system. This slide is about the eligibility for higher mother tongue in secondary schools. The eligibility criteria for taking higher mother tongue is intended to ensure that students can cope with a higher academic load and takes reference from the current criteria. Students must have a PSLE score of 8 or better, or a PSLE score of 9 to 14 inclusive, but they must attain an AL1 or an AL2 in mother tongue, or a distinction or merit in higher mother tongue. For students who do not meet the above criteria, secondary schools will continue to have the flexibility to offer higher mother tongue to students if they are assessed to have high ability and interest in mother tongue and are able to take higher mother tongue without affecting their performance in other subjects. This is on the use of higher Chinese for admission into SEP schools. Higher Chinese language students will continue to receive a posting advantage for admission to SEP schools. Prior to 2021, admission to SEP schools, students are awarded bonus T-score points based on their HCL grade. 3 points for distinction, 2 points for merit, and 1 point for pass. From 2021 onwards, students with better PSLE scores will be posted first, even if they did not take higher Chinese. Among students with the same PSLE score, those with better higher Chinese grades will be posted first. And this posting advantage applies before the tiebreakers for Sec 1 posting. I will show you an example in the next slide. For example, if 2 students have a PSLE score of 8, the student who has a distinction in higher Chinese will be allocated a place in a SEP school ahead of a student who has a merit in higher Chinese. This posting advantage for admission to SEP schools applies before the tiebreakers for Set 1 posting. This is an example on using higher Chinese for admission into SEP schools. Students with better PSLE scores will be posted first, even if they did not take higher Chinese. Amongst students with the same PSLE score, those with better higher Chinese grades will be posted first. We also have a group of students who are exempted from mother tongue for various reasons. Under the new scoring system, the assigned mother tongue score will take reference from peers with similar scores for English, mathematics, and science, while maintaining parity of treatment with students who take foundation mother tongue, who will score between AL6 to 8. Hence, students will receive an assigned mother tongue score between AL6 to 8 in PSLE. This is an illustration on subject-based bending in secondary school. A student who scores an overall score of 23 will be placed in the normal academic course. Has he scored AL5 for science, he will be eligible to take science at a more demanding level, that is express level at secondary 1. Taking up science at a more demanding level will allow him to learn at a level more suited to his pace of learning, aptitudes, and passions. It could also motivate him to become more meaningfully engaged. Eligible students can discuss with their parents and teachers to decide whether to accept this offer. As students grow and develop in a secondary school, they will continue to have more opportunities to take subjects at more demanding levels based on their performance in school, to further pursue their interests and develop to their fullest potential. This slide shows the eligibility criteria for third language. This eligibility criteria is broadly similar to what it is today. Currently, top 10% of the PSLE cohort will be offered foreign languages such as French, German, Japanese, and Spanish. Under the new eligibility criteria, such students will need to have a PSLE score of 8 or better. For the offering of Asian languages, there is no change to the criteria. The students will now need to have a PSLE score of 24 or better. For the special programs such as the Malay and Chinese special programs, they must be eligible for express or normal academic courses, no change, and a PSLE score of 24 or better. This slide shows all the changes to PSLE in 2021. What I have discussed earlier in detail is all summarized in this one slide for your easy reference. I have come to the end of my presentation. I hope this sharing has been informative and useful for you. We want to ensure that all our children's dreams can come true, and we want to instill in them the courage and confidence to pursue their dreams. We want, as teachers and parents, to motivate and encourage our children to take that first step towards PSLE. A journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. With that, let me thank you and wish you all the best.